My daughter didn't say it quietly. She didn't wait until we were alone. She waited until the whole family was sitting at the dinner table. My son-in-law was there. My grandchildren were in the living room. Even my sister was visiting that night. Then she put her fork down, looked directly at me, and said the one sentence no mother ever expects to hear. "Mom, I think it's time you stop coming here." For a moment, I honestly thought she was joking. This was the same girl I stayed up all night with when she had fevers, the same child whose school lunches I packed every morning for 18 years, the same daughter I helped through college when her father passed away. But she wasn't joking. Her husband leaned back in his chair with his arms crossed, like this conversation had already been decided before I even walked in the door. My daughter kept talking. She said I was too involved, that I showed up too often, that I called too much. Then she said something that made the entire room go quiet. "You need to let us live our life without you interfering." Interfering. That word hit harder than anything else she said. Because this house, this kitchen, this entire place wouldn't even exist if I hadn't spent 30 years helping them build it. I looked around the table. My sister avoided eye contact. My son-in-law stared at his plate. No one said a word. It felt like the room had suddenly gotten colder. Then my daughter said the part that really hurt. "Mom, you need to understand something. This isn't your home." For a few seconds, I couldn't even breathe, because the house she was talking about was the house I helped them buy. The down payment? My savings. The renovations? My retirement money. But I never reminded them of that, not once, because I believed family helped each other without keeping score. Until that night. I stood there quietly while my daughter explained why I needed to step back. And the more she talked, the clearer something became. This conversation wasn't emotional. It was planned. Her husband finally spoke. He said, "It's just healthier if we create some distance." Distance. That was the word they chose. After everything I had done for them, after every birthday, every babysitting night, every dollar I gave when they were struggling, I looked at my daughter. Her face was calm, almost relieved, like she had been waiting a long time to say this. And suddenly, I understood something. She wasn't expecting a response. She thought I would cry, or argue, or beg to stay in their lives. Instead, I said something very simple. "Okay." The room went silent. My daughter blinked like she hadn't expected that answer. I picked up my purse. Then I looked around the kitchen one last time, and I said something they definitely didn't expect. "I'll respect your decision." For a second, my son-in-law actually smiled, but then I added one more sentence. "And tomorrow, I'll ask my lawyer to start the paperwork." Now the smiles disappeared. My daughter frowned. "What paperwork?" I looked directly at her. "The paperwork transferring ownership of this house." The room froze. Because there was one thing my daughter and her husband had forgotten. The mortgage might have their names on it, but the property deed was still in mine. When we bought the house, they didn't qualify for the loan on their own, so I put my name on the title to help them. They always said we'd fix it later. We never did. My daughter's face went pale. Her husband sat up straight in his chair. Suddenly, the conversation felt very different. "Mom," she said quickly, "that's not what we meant." But it was too late, because the moment she told me I wasn't welcome anymore, she had already made her decision. I walked to the door and opened it. Before leaving, I turned back and said the last thing they expected to hear. "You wanted distance, so tomorrow, you'll have it." And for the first time that night, no one had anything to say. Tell me honestly, if your own child told you you weren't welcome in the home you helped build, would you walk away quietly, or would you remind them who made that home possible?